Welcome to the Country Hipster Podcast. My name is Paul. I am the Country Hipster. Real quick, the business as we get to now on the Country Hipster Podcast, we get to the business first. Music you just heard is none other than the Unholy Four from Charlottesville, Virginia with their mega fucking hit song, Dirty Knife. So check out the Unholy Four on all the places that I've said they're available before. So, real quick, I got some shows coming up. Friday night, weather permitting, I'm playing at Bucks County Brewing here in, I think it's technically Plumsteadville, but it's about 10 minutes from the Ottsville Record Garage, so I will be there on Friday night.
What is that? I'm sorry? What?
Bucks County Brewing.
Oh.
Friday night. I think I start around like 5 or 6 or something like that. I don't even know. I'm half expecting it to be canceled, but hopefully it will not. And then Saturday, I am at the Horse in Sellersville with my second Saturday show. And also very, very, very important, Wine and Vinyl Black Friday edition, November 24th, Friday, November 24th at Wycombe, which is the place we had our last Wine and Vinyl, which thank you, Tom, for showing up.
Very
Somebody
welcome.
else, fuck you.
Thanks for playing the Beatles.
Yes? Oh, yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
I know.
That's how you text me. It's like, fucking second album, he's playing the Beatles. I'm like...
There were people there, and I thought they would enjoy it, and they did. So we're actually going to start this one sooner. We're actually going to start it at 3 p.m. because it's Black Friday. So it'll be from 3 to 8, and that'll be on Friday the 24th. There'll be like a nice bonfire going, and they'll have some food and some wine, and possibly another specialty drink or so. And also on 11/24. So we do our new episodes every Thursday, right? But 11/23 is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we're not going to put an episode out on Thanksgiving, but there will be a very, very special episode of the Country Hipster Podcast coming out.
That's true.
On Friday the 24th of November to coincide with also the Wine and Vinyl Black Friday event that we're having at Wycombe Vineyard. So, real quick, to my right here is the official bartender of the Ottsville Record Garage and the Country Hipster Podcast. I forgot where I was for a second. Which also means that it's a booze and vinyl episode. So let's give it up for Tom Bernhard.
Yeah, I'll go with that one today.
Yeah.
Can we to stop hurting yourself? Can you just say Tom B from now?
No.
Old Tommy B.
Old Tommy B from New Jersey. And then to my far left is my brother and co-host Adam, the Country Iceman.
What's up, guys?
And Adam, since you actually have one friend, I will let you introduce the person here to my immediate left.
To Paul's immediate left, to my immediate right, is my friend Matt, who,
likes music.
he likes music.
I like music.
Yeah.
I like this album.
He likes music and loves Shania Twain.
I was gonna say, are you wearing another Shania Twain?
I told him.
That's great. That's awesome.
I told him, I was like, listen, I'm like, the way my brother knows you as the guy with the Shania Twain t-shirt. So.
Yes. No. Well, the other one was like kind of like almost like from Talladega Nights, like the Crystal Gale shirt. Like that was like the Shania Twain shirt you had on there. And
I was looking at that too.
That's pretty good. Yeah. And so welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. So do you have
Excited.
anything to promote besides Shania Twain?
Nothing. I don't have anything to
You
promote.
don't have anything to promote? Okay. All right, cool. But you do want to talk about Interpol. Turn on the
do.
bright lights, do you not?
I do. It's my favorite album.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
By my favorite band.
We'll get there. You're jumping.
You're
jumping segments.
What the fuck you doing, man?
I don't know the segments.
Well, did you ever watch the Country?
I
Hipster
have. I didn't
Podcast?
know there were segments except your top 3 songs. That was the only segment I was able to...
Sounds
Wow.
That sounds dubious to me.
That just sounds dubious. I think he kind of scanned through and was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what's this? Let me go an hour and 20 minutes. Top 3
No.
songs. Okay, they talk about top 3
wasn't
songs. That's what you
sober
did.
while watching them.
We're not sober when we're recording.
Yeah,
half
so
the time.
it works out.
And we are a drinking podcast. So what are we drinking here?
Paul just gave me a young Pumpkinstein from a surprise, Neshaminy Creek Brewing Company. It's actually like I was kind of worried when I saw a pumpkin in it, but it's actually quite nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's not super slappy in the face with a pumpkin, but it's good.
No, very subdued. I like it. But the subtle. I like
Yeah.
the ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, malt. Like, very good.
One of the things I did like about that, and I actually did mention it on my because Katie and Regina and I went to the brewery over in Dublin today, or the tap room, I guess is technically what it is, because I don't think they actually brew
Yeah,
there.
I'll make it there.
Yeah, so and I got one of these, and I actually checked it in on my Untapped, and I actually said it's like, you have a little bit of pumpkin, you have a little bit of spice, none of it's overwhelming, and you don't lose the Mars in beer.
Yeah.
Like it's a really nice balance that you get everything that it describes, and like nothing is like
That
in
is
your face
very
crazy.
similar to the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Yes.
But it's like if you didn't tell me there was all that spice stuff, I wouldn't notice it probably.
Nice.
And plus, as usual with Neshaminy Creek, it's got an awesome fucking label
Yeah,
on
their
it.
labels are killer.
Yeah.
Yep. And Matt is drinking water. Right?
Yeah, well, I don't like drinking beer, and according to Tom, I'm still not drinking beer. So
Yes.
Yeah, you drink those to
Perfect.
sober up.
Yeah.
mine
Yeah,
also
Bud Light,
has a
Coors
pretty
Light,
cool
Miller Lite.
label.
No, it doesn't. Well, the mountains are blue, so that means it's
Cold,
It's cold.
right? It's
Okay.
technology. That's
Yes.
future stuff.
And I have also from the Chamonix Creek Brewing. I grabbed this while I was there as well. It's a Triumph of Steel Italian style Pilsner, which is just very nice. They gave me a little taste, and I liked it. So I was like, yeah, let me grab a 4-pack. And this is really nice. And again, really cool label. Some fucking bearded dude with like on a Vespa
That's Italian.
and a lot of
As like
lot of
someone,
blood.
I don't drink beer, so what's an Italian style of beer? Like I think German.
Fucking
I don't know. Like
America-
I just
Should've
go like
been
this the whole time.
the guy on the
feet.
Vespa needs to be like this, but he's
I
not.
just know
You
Belgian,
take
German.
You
like,
take one sip and you
never
just
heard
start
that.
saying things like "bada bing" and
Yeah,
"gabagool."
I immediately grew a mustache.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I sent Matt a picture a little while ago. It was a Halloween costume. This looked like a ghost sheet type thing, but it was just like printed with like meat. So it was a gabagool. It was a gabagool.
Oh,
It
that's
was-
horrible.
Yeah.
And since we are here and we're talking about what we're drinking, we are here for Booze and Vinyl. This album here is featured in Booze and Vinyl Volume 1 by Andre Darlington and Tanaya Darlington. Found out a very interesting fact about Andre Darlington and Tanaya Darlington from friend of the podcast, Kristen.
So is
Yeah.
he in jail for murder?
No, they're brother and sister.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
damn.
Yeah, apparently they are brother and sister.
Oh.
So
He just grew up in a very gin and Amaro
Yeah,
Exactly. Dad would drink the gin and he'd come
Yeah.
down and beat them both, and
Yeah.
but no,
As you do.
Yes, exactly. I mean, isn't that what our dad did? Yeah. Oh, our dad, Skipper.
Skip it. Anytime. Oh yeah, we got to say every time we talk about someone that's dead, you gotta drink to them.
Cool. My dad's dead too, so
Oh, Dad.
Matt's dead.
Oh,
All right.
cheers.
So yes, Andre Darlington and Tanaya Darlington are brother and sister. Friend of the podcast, Kristen, who's been on quite a few episodes now, 4 episodes. Found that out. Apparently,
the December's one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Sitting
yes.
at home
that one.
stalking them, like cyber stalking
So
them.
so apparently she works with someone who actually knows Tanaya Darlington.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, so because I do know that the Darlingtons are like local to the Philadelphia area. Apparently,
Okay.
Tanaya I did know is like an adjunct professor at St. Joe's University.
No shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and Andre I don't really I
Welcome
don't
back
know.
from the dead to Tanaya.
Exactly. Yes.
Man, we
yes.
were concerned.
we were when we saw that the
Last time I was
Christmas
here,
one only has Andre.
Yeah.
When she was dead.
Yes.
Yeah, about to ask why you were concerned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and then like Kristen's like, "Oh, do you want me to see if we can get her on the podcast?" I'm like, "As long as they don't sue us, I don't fucking care." Because we are not stealing anything from Booze and Vinyl Volume 1 or Volume 2.
book
We
review.
are doing book reviews.
Yes.
As it says, you can do book reviews.
We're a music podcast. We're a drinking podcast. We're a book club too.
Yes,
Apparently.
yes.
Literary podcast.
And so we got 2 drinks that Tom is going to be making here tonight, and the first one that goes along with Turn on the Bright Lights is a Black Manhattan. So it's apparently created by Todd Smith when he was at San Francisco's Bourbon and Branch. Isn't there a Bourbon and Branch in like Philly and Northern Liberties?
It sounds familiar.
That's a Northern Liberties kind of name for a
That
bar,
is,
but
that is,
I
yeah.
don't know off the top of my
Sounds like the kind of place that have like a $20 cheeseburger.
Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything in Northern Liberties has a $20
The fucking lights
cheeseburger.
aren't on, and it's $20 for a cheeseburger.
Yeah. So this riff on the classic calls for replacing sweet vermouth with Amaro, which we had recently on one of the
Yeah,
last
I've
Booze
been
and Vinyl
learning a
retreat,
lot
huh?
about Amaro.
Okay.
Apparently, it's huge in this people's
Sentences I didn't
household.
expect.
Okay.
Thank you to the Darlingtons for
Yeah.
teaching us about that.
About Amaro and gin. Did you get my gin?
No,
I
he
have
brought his
my-
gin.
Oh, you brought
a-
your gin? 'Cause I
brought a
pulled my
bottle
gin
of
aside.
Aviation too.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, there you go. Yeah. So apparently the result is that it is our new favorite drink. And before we drop the needle here, we're supposed to turn off all the lights. Glow in the dark face paint is encouraged, or pass out glow in the dark stars.
Is that what that says?
Yes, and use this as an occasion to reimagine the universe in your living room. So before without jumping segments, I don't feel that at all about this album.
I don't get that from this album one bit.
No, not at all. But so we'll have to go back to do that and talk about it. So I don't really. Okay, so my official review is I'm not really big on that before they drop the needle. I think it's very poorly written and not accurate to the album. So that's a review.
But, hey, maybe
it's critical.
Maybe the drinks will turn it around.
Maybe they will. They will. So, Tom, would you like to get on a Black Manhattan for us?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, sir. And Adam, give me some motherfucking factoids.
Okay, so album
This is wild.
album is Turn on the Bright Lights. It was released in. So I thought this was interesting. It was released on August 19th, 2002 in the UK. Released on August 20th in the States.
Yes.
Was released on Matador. Produced by Gareth Jones, who's produced a bunch of fucking Depeche Mode. Like a lot of Depeche Mode.
Okay.
And also produced by a Peter Katis. I'm going to say it's pronounced Katis. Katis. He has, between producing and engineering and mixing, he's got credits from Get Up Kids, Death Cab for Cutie, The National, We Were Promised Jetpacks, and a bunch of other, not just this album by Interpol, but a couple other Interpol albums. Album, when it was released, was 101 on the UK albums charts, 158 on the Billboard 200. Spent 73 weeks on Billboard's independent album chart, peaking at number 5 when it was there. Metacritic gave it a 81 out of 100 on their whatever their scoring system is. I don't fucking know. Often cited as a seminal album of the 2000s.
What?
Seminal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the seminal,
different things.
The seminal vessel.
Okay.
The vast deference, whatever.
Yes. Mine has been cut.
Yes, it has.
Go Florida Indians, like Seminole.
Nah. Native Americans, please.
Yes.
Florida State
the-
Seminole?
You're right.
Yes.
Rolling Stone.
What I
Rolling Stone had it listed as number 59 on the 100 songs of the decade. I'm sorry, 100 albums of the decade. Gold in the UK and US.
You saw that, right?
What?
Nothing.
What was I doing? Was I covering?
You're moving away from the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
microphone.
I'm sorry. I'll lean right up in here for you guys. So yeah, it's gold in the UK and the US. Matt and I were talking before. I didn't see it on the Wikipedia, but I knew I could probably ask you, and you would probably remember. You were saying that this was listed on Rolling Stone's like top albums of all time before, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was their top albums of all time. It was like
I could have swore. I know it was something other than the Rolling Stones list that
either,
I listed.
like,
Which one did you list?
The 100 albums of the decade.
I think it
No,
was,
okay, I definitely can see that.
it
But
might have been like a best debut album list
Oh,
too.
that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go onto
their
the
first one.
I wanted to go onto the Wikipedia page because there is a bunch of shit which I might stumble across it here. If I go to where was it? Was it under charts? No. There was something.
what are you trying to figure out?
Maybe it was critical reception. No, there was like a huge fucking list of
Oh yeah, no, it's here. It has a bunch of accolades. I know what you're talking about. It's under.
Oh no,
Legacy.
this is just all. It was it's the peak positions in charts. Number 4 in Australia, 62 in French albums, 78 in Scottish, 101 in UK, 11 on the UK independent, 158 on the Billboard 200, and 5 on the US independent albums. Where was that thing that I said? What was that thing I read? The Rolling Stone thing, so I could make sure that I knew what the fuck I was talking about.
It's on the 100 best albums of the decade for Rolling Stone, probably for the for the 2000s. It came out on July 18th in 2011. So yeah, and that list there from Rolling Stone magazine, it is listed there. We'll pass them down. All right.
It smells nice.
We got our first drinks here. This is the Black Manhattan. Tom, question. This looks red. This doesn't look black.
Yeah, so you're getting Amaro is a big wide range of Italian bitter, like sweet and bitter liqueur.
Okay.
The recipe in here calls for Cardamaro, which is a darker version of such, which is supposed to taste like black cardamom pods, black licorice, all that fancy shit. But the cheapest bottle I could find was around $43.
No,
and
fuck
I was
that
like,
noise.
fuck that.
Yes,
I've got
exactly.
a bottle of Aperol, which is
Okay.
also in fucking, yeah. So we're using what we got.
That is fine. So we're gonna pretend it's black.
I don't know that necessarily would be black if we even used what it called for.
Black like my soul.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Cheers. This is the Black Manhattan. So this goes into our book review because we're now reviewing the drink. So
I'm just getting whiskey.
yeah. So okay. So I'm not.
I'm not.
Oh wait,
Yes.
when I just licked my lip, I got something else.
Yeah. So
Getting
so
a lot of the.
I was afraid of this because I'm not a big whiskey drinker in general. But this is I guess it's probably the
That's the Aperol.
their
and-
Aperol. It's
and
like
the
cutting
bitters.
it.
I don't taste the whiskey at all.
I do taste the whiskey, more of just because, like I said, I'm
I brought a
I'm
really
whiskey
good bottle
sensitive.
of whiskey though too. That whiskey is smooth as can be.
what's
It
that?
was.
What
That
is it?
is Powers
Okay.
Irish whiskey. It's the 3 Swallow, so the blue label one. It's one of my favorite whiskeys out there.
Okay.
It's like a $50 bottle, so it's not even expensive, but it is smooth as can be.
So I will say this is good. This is smooth. Me personally, I don't think I can finish this.
This is a very hipsterish cocktail.
It is a hipster's cocktail, yes. And we're using our little rocks glasses instead of like even like a.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't need the martini glass for it, but
I wouldn't put that in a martini anyway.
Yeah.
This is a highball glass with a fucking brandied cherry as a garnish.
All right, cool. No, it is nice. It is smooth. If you like Manhattans, again, I was never big on Manhattans. I wasn't very good at making them when I was briefly a bartender either. But this it's not a drink for me, but it has a nice flavor.
I don't like most of the bitters. I don't like bitters in a drink typically. I don't like Aperol. So for me, a Manhattan I kind of enjoy, but it's because it's made with sweet vermouth.
Right.
So you've taken the part of it that I don't like, or
Okay.
that I like, and added something I don't. So
It's,
I had a feeling I wasn't gonna love this one.
to me, I just get the whiskey, and
just get the
I'm fine with that because I like whiskey. So
Okay. How about
surprised.
you,
That's
Matt?
literally what the same thing.
You're just getting whiskey.
Yeah, but I also don't have a sense of smell, so my sense of taste isn't great. So I think I'm just feeling.
Wait, what?
oh yeah, so tell this story.
Oh, I've broken my nose a bunch of times, really.
No,
I
my
can't-
favorite. Tell them the story about when your brother broke her nose.
Oh, we were playing basketball and he drove a hockey stick right through my face.
Well, that's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's almost like the time that Zach broke my nose. When
How the fuck did he break your nose with a hockey stick playing basketball?
I was waiting for that.
How did
question.
nobody ask that?
You could raise or lower the net with like a stick.
Okay.
Oh,
So he had a hockey stick above his head.
So he's preparing to dunk on your fucking head, and he had to lower
no, he was
the
trying to.
thing? Okay.
He was raising or lowering the net. His hands were above his head. I had a ball. I threw it right into his balls. He got very upset. Took the hockey stick and.
Oh, so you deserved it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I
alright.
deserve to never be able to smell again. For
I mean, you
one
asked
mistake.
for it. I'll say that. I
I'm
don't know if you
just saying.
deserve it,
I'm
but
just
you
saying.
did ask for
You
that.
did warrant. It did warrant.
Some sort of
I did try to
retaliation
smell
was
it, though.
fair.
When you guys
Yes.
are doing this, I was over here. Like, if you go back and watch, I'm doing this.
I always forget about the.
So you're like the Dewey Cox of the episode.
Yeah, He's smell blind.
I feel whiskey on my tongue.
When you chopped your brother in half.
Yeah, which is usually all you like. If you take Matt anywhere, he usually come. I'm surprised you didn't come today with a handle of Jameson.
Yeah, I usually drink Jameson.
Why buy the Jameson if you can't taste it?
Just to support Ireland in some way. That's the only reason.
Buy patties. It's half the price.
I was gonna
Is that
say,
from
is it,
Ireland? I'll support them.
It's the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's owned by Irish distillers as well.
Conor
Patties makes it.
McGregor's from Ireland too.
Fuck him and fuck Proper 12 whiskey.
I'll buy all
right?
the Irish ones.
Listen, that one's the worst one that I've ever had.
all right.
I've never tried it.
Some more shit that I wanted to add
Yes.
to the album, especially because Tom said something before we started recording. Turn on the Bright Lights has been cited as a influence of many indie rock bands, specifically the Killers, which Tom said if you didn't tell
If
him
you
this
had
was Interpol,
blindfolded
yeah.
me and told me this was the Killer's first album, I would 100% believe it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
They
So-
had a very Killers. There's several bands that I was like, these guys sound a lot like this,
Mm-hmm.
this. I hate to say it because I know they used to get panned a lot for this, but they sound like Joy Division
Oh yeah,
too.
no, they do.
Because that's what a lot of people are like. Oh, look, it's Joy Division wearing suits. I don't think that's fair because I think these guys are very talented.
Yes, I agree.
But they reminded me a lot of that. I got a lot of Modest Mouse out of it, like that kind of
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll say,
they're all in the same vein.
The Killer, the other bands that it specifically lists, the Killers, Editors, the XX, the Organ, and She Wants Revenge. A lot of them have actually been just referred to as Interpol clones because of how heavily influenced they are.
So copycat music syndrome.
Copycat music
Yes,
syndrome,
yeah,
exactly.
So I've told Adam this before, but full disclosure, I went to high school with the original guitarist of this band.
Oh, that's right. You
and he
did mention
played
that. Yeah.
on this album. So I knew him when we were teenagers and whatnot.
Can you
And
call him? Can we get him on the phone?
I couldn't. I graduated high school 28 fucking years ago, and he was a year ahead of me in school. So Carlos was.
I say Carlos D as listed on bass guitar and keyboards.
Carlos Dengler is his name. Yeah.
He was on
I went to
the
school
first
with
three
him and
albums.
his brother and him both. His brother Ricardo.
His fashion sense is.
Yeah, he looked like Flock
Different.
of Seagulls kind of
He would wear
style with
holsters, like the detective holsters on the side.
yeah, Huey Lewis with
live.
Flock of Seagulls fucking hair. Yeah, he's a strange dude.
Yeah.
Hey.
He was a nice guy in school though, but he was a strange man.
Okay. Hey, it's usually the most talented ones are the strange ones. So.
Another big thing, actually, there is. If you give me a minute to finish what I'm saying, I'll probably remember the name of the documentary. But Interpol has been cited as helping usher in the New York-born post-punk revival scene, which included bands like The Strokes, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and TV on the Radio. Meet Me in the Bathroom is the name of the documentary. It's about basically that music scene in the early 2000s in New York.
Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah,
That's
it's like,
the stuff I think
Yes.
of when. Yeah.
A
This
lot
is
of
a
those
great
bands,
album though.
They have like
so-
a lot of links to NYU too. Like a lot of.
Well,
the
because they all
bands-
went there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like all of them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah.
It's where they met.
Yeah. Well, not even the Interpol. Like a lot of those other bands from that
Oh,
scene
yeah.
too in New York are from like NYU.
Yeah. So that's really all the factoids I got. Unless you guys have, you're looking at me like you have something else. that I didn't read.
No. Oh, fuck. I just lost it. Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Whatever it was on my face apparently.
Good job, Tom.
Yes. As soon as Paul looked at me, he remembered.
So obviously, I put the album on my 25. I'm a fan of this album. Actually, my copy of the album, Matt actually bought for me for my birthday.
Did I?
Last year? 2
didn't
years
know
ago?
that.
I can't remember.
I believe.
Matt knows that I, one, don't like people making a deal of my birthday. Two, I hate greeting cards. So Matt got me this and a greeting card where, if I'm not mistaken, you called me a cunt in the birthday card and said something along the lines of, like, here, cunt, you throw this away or something like that. Something along those lines, which is better than what Paul did. Paul just sent me a blank greeting card because fuck me.
As for the thank you card for
The baby shower.
Was it the baby shower?
I'm pretty sure.
It was baby shower at a wedding, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you didn't get us a wedding gift, so fuck you. It was,
I thought I did.
We
I
flipped
don't
you
know
off
if you
a
did.
lot.
I don't know.
I could have swore I put an envelope in somewhere.
You gave it to the winemaker.
I
probably.
graced you. Yeah, you had a big chain on.
You gave, yeah, I know. I know. You had to
seemed
pay
official.
homage to
Yeah.
Rich. You know? No, I don't know. But no, whatever's the thank you. But it's probably for the baby shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just because I know how much Adam hates greeting cards. I literally just sent him a blank card, making it even more pointless.
But yeah, so I enjoy this album. Actually, it was an album I had heard. Up until Matt bought me the album, the only song on the album I'd ever heard was PDA.
Okay.
When Matt bought it for me and I listened to it, I liked the album obviously enough to put it on my 25 to include in season 1. I had always heard a bunch of other stuff here and there from Interpol, and I had always enjoyed it. I think the first song I ever heard from them, our brother Zach played the song Evil. More importantly, he played the music video for Evil for us, which if you've ever seen it is a weird life-size
not.
puppet
Okay.
who gets involved in a car accident.
The guy who made that video went to Kappa in Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think his name's Charlie White. But I could be wrong.
Kappa, for people who don't know or not in the Philadelphia area, is a creative and performing arts high school.
Yeah.
Kappa, creative and performing arts. So,
Yeah.
Funny story about Kappa. I actually wanted to go to Kappa for high school, and my mom wouldn't let me. She's like, "You're going to cut school constantly," which is probably true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was
You're
probably
gonna go with all those wacky art kids.
Yeah, exactly. So instead, I just went to the University of Arts for college, and you see how that turned out. So, yeah.
What are you talking about? You got a 20,000 square foot record garage.
I know. Is it
fuck are you
is it
talking about?
20? I thought it was actually like 45,000 square feet.
It's-
I've been expanding.
I'm bad
As-
with.
As you can see, I actually brought got like another like 300-400 records that I just
saw-
brought in here.
I see what's it called? I see what was I forget Nick, who was on the brand new episode. I see his bags. Were they from him or did you just happen to have them to bring them?
They are these are from somebody else, but I still had Nick's bag, so I was like, all right, cool, let me use those.
Those bags are fucking sweet.
They are.
I had a bunch of records in them, traveling back and forth to Katai's house with them. I think I was considering turning it into my new tool bag.
Yeah, they're
which
really,
I think is what they're designed for anyway.
And
So
they're like these big fucking heavy canvas
Yeah, they're
bags that are
awesome.
like
Grocery
they're
shopping
great.
in
So
Philadelphia.
yeah, we're
Love those
grocery
fucking
shopping in
things.
Philadelphia.
yes.
See, when I go grocery
plastic.
shopping in Philadelphia, I specifically only go when I only need to buy like 2 or 3 things that I can just physically hold in my hands.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
there's no more plastic bags.
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Also, my entire state's been doing that for a
Oh
long
yeah,
time.
New Jersey's the whole state. I forgot.
I have a
about
whole
that.
shitload of bags in the back of my car.
Actually, first
Reusables.
time I ran into that was the first time I was in Washington State, and I went to a store and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
wait,
that makes sense.
And the kids like gave me a heads up, and I didn't even think of it until like I'm checking out. I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, all right, yeah, I'll buy this bag.
It's like going to Aldi. Aldi doesn't have bags at all.
They don't give a fuck.
No, you can buy bags. You can buy bags.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
mean. Like you can get
Reusable
reusable bags.
bags.
But they don't have like.
Yep.
If you don't have reusable bags, you're fucked.
Yeah.
All
have
the
a
European
quarter,
stores
you're
are like
fucked.
Yeah,
that.
if you don't have a quarter, you're fucked to it.
Yeah.
Lidl's like that too. With it's a very European thing. Yeah.
I like Aldi. That's actually where I do most.
You
of
have
my
you
shopping.
have an Aldi hat.
I have an Aldi hat. Yes, I do, and I'm not wearing it today.
So I know we know obviously that I enjoy this album quite a bit. I find it just a very good album to relax to. Just like it's a good put on and drive album. Which my commute from home to work has gotten a little bit longer with the promotion that I just recently got.
So you're more open to the Cure Disintegration, is what you're
Still no, because the intros, fuck them. But now instead of like a 45-minute album being my drive to work, I can probably do like a 50 to 55-minute album.
All right, good. To know. This one I think comes in at around 49.
49, yeah. So yeah, I enjoy my only criticism of the album is that at certain points I feel like I want to turn the instruments down and the vocals up in certain points.
Yeah, whoever produced it definitely was the guitarist. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's at certain points, like I remember when we first pulled the album, I was listening to it on the way home and I was thinking like I usually drive if I don't have my window open smoking, I usually have my stereo at like 20. With my windows closed, I had to turn it up to like high 20s to make sure I could pick up the vocals and everything like that. I was also inebriated. So
Same.
Oh, okay. All right.
so yeah, at some points my only criticism for it would be that I wish when they mixed it, some of them, the guitar, the music, the instrumental tracks were a little bit lower and the vocal tracks were just a little bit
The
higher.
vocals are very subdued in the beginning, especially the first half of the album.
Yeah.
Not so much in the back, but the first like 3-4 songs.
Which
Yeah.
is funny because I actually love the way that this album. Is
I mean, don't get me wrong. It definitely
I think
sounds.
it's great.
I definitely love the sound. It's just like, especially when I'm trying. Like, if I wasn't covering it for this podcast, fine by all means, because I'm just sitting back and enjoying the record. But now I have to sit here and analyze it and talk about it, so I need to get the full picture of it. Like, I need to, you know what I mean? I can talk about how I enjoy the instrumental on it all day, but I also want to know what's being said in the song, so I could talk to that and speak to that
well,
as well.
it's weird because like as deaf as I am, I could actually pick it up just fine. You know what I mean? I didn't have any issues with
I'm
with
sorry
that
that
whatsoever.
I'm sorry that Jeep doesn't have as good stock stereo as the Acadia does.
I'm just saying, I've listened to the Acadia. I've listened on my fucking headphones. No, it's definitely a bass heavy album, which is one of the things I like about this album. You know,
Fucking bass players.
it's
The drums are nice. Too.
I know, right? It's
Musically, it's fucking good.
but it's bass heavy in the songwriting and the recording. You know, this
Which
is
is what Carlos played on them.
Yeah.
this is one of those albums where like if you set it up fucking right, you know, regardless if you're listening to it on vinyl or you're listening to it digitally or whatever, if you make your settings right, you can feel this fucking album through your whole fucking body.
I'm sure.
Which honestly for me, this is an album that's like how you were saying, just put it in your car and drive. This is an album that I can relax to.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is that I cannot listen to this album back to back because it's a heavy album. Like there's
Like
so much going on.
You can't listen to it and then restart it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So like a lot of times, like when
There's been albums that we've covered that I've done that where.
I listened to Pet Sounds twice on the way here.
Yeah, I say Pet Sounds specifically. I remember we were talking about how fucking short it was.
well, that's what I do. Like when I'm doing this stuff, you know, I do actually prepare for these episodes a little bit, and I'm listening to the album. So like a lot of times, like I'll go through the album, and then I'll just like, all right, cool, let me go back and listen to it again right away. Like you know, if I'm still driving or mowing the lawn or whatever. I tried doing that a few times, but then I can't do it. It's not that I don't like the album. I'll just flat out say it. I think it's a phenomenal fucking album. it's such a heavy album with the sound and just, you know, how it comes at you, that for me to listen to this and then restart it again at Untitled, can't fucking do it. I have to break it up. I gotta listen to something in between to make it work. Yeah, but
Matt, I know you. Not only do you love this album, I think you've said to me you've listed Interpol as your favorite band.
Yeah, they are my favorite band. Part of it's like I discovered them when I was a freshman in high school, I think, or in 8th grade. So it's a lot of it's just nostalgia. Like before I heard them, I was I would say I was like a big fan of like Marilyn Manson, Korn, Limp Bizkit. We were talking about earlier.
You were into that new metal bullshit.
Yeah, and I was young,
That
13,
was
14.
huge when I was in school, though. Like, you couldn't not listen to that.
Yeah.
I didn't. But I know what you're talking
you didn't
about.
have a choice.
Yeah, but then I don't know if you guys remember MTV2 and their rock countdown.
Yes.
I literally remember the first time I heard Interpol. They were number 19 before YouTube. You had to like watch TV to see music videos.
They had music videos on television?
On MTV2, they
On
they
MTV2,
sure did.
and when MTV2 first started.
I miss MTV.
I was waiting for "Crawling" by Linkin Park,
Weren't we all?
and I think it was like 1 or 2, and I was hoping it was still 1.
Who fucking invited this guy?
I was 13. I think I was 13.
I love that album. Shut up.
I'll
fight you.
I will
that
say
album.
this though, because of all like the bands that you just mentioned, who
Yeah.
I really didn't like, I actually wrote off Interpol at the time because I knew it was coming out around. I'm like, oh fuck this band. I don't want to hear another band like that. But then like listening to this now, I'm like, fuck, I've missed out on the last like fucking 20 years of this band, because this is actually, like I said, it's a great album.
They were somehow number 19 on the countdown, and I just was like, I've never heard a sound like this at 13 years old, and it just took me down a road that's kind of led to all of my like musical taste now. Like I like indie rock, post or punk rock, all that. All those New York bands you were mentioning. Like,
Shania Twain.
Shania Twain's my favorite post-punk
Yes.
rock artist of all time. She really just took that sound and added country to it and capitalized.
Yes. Well, you know, damn, I feel like a woman sometimes too. You know?
Fucking hate
It's
country
just-
music, but I'll watch her sing whatever she wants to
There you
sing.
go. There you go.
So Tom, aside from thinking that this is the Killers album, what did you think of this?
I love this album,
Yeah.
but I've heard it before. It's been a long time since I listened to it.
Yeah.
But again, I have kind of a, let's say a personal, it's not like I was best friends with this guy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of friends in common. Carlos, there was he was friends with a lot of my friends, especially my best friend's older brother. Him and Michael were very tight. So, like, I know the guy. We hung out at a million fucking parties together.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Very quiet, kind of awkward, good guitarist. Like, and that's who we hung out with. But I loved it. So when I heard that he was in a fucking band that had a, major release, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I liked it. So, I mean, I remember when the album came out, listening to it, I liked them. Their first, 4 albums I really like, and it started getting a little weirder after that.
Yeah, I would agree. As a big fan of them, I would say that's spot on. You could even argue their first 3 albums, and then it kind of even dropped a little bit.
Yeah, so say even the 4th album was good, but it was, again, it got started getting a little weird.
Kind of repetitive, too, a little bit in their sound.
Yes, even the 2nd album sounds very much like this.
I love their second. I might like their second album more, to be honest.
I probably
Second
do
album
as well.
is
Antics. Yeah.
So yeah, I love the album again, and I'm trying to be objective about it. Like, I don't have. If I hated it, I'd fucking hate it. Like,
You're not shy about that.
No,
I appreciate that about you, Tom.
Yeah, no, I like the album a lot. I hadn't listened to it in a long time until when I actually listened to it before you asked me what I was doing, because I listened to the show when Kristen pulled that number with that record.
Right.
So I got to jump on it when you said it was a booze and vinyl. I was like, okay, cool. And I started listening to it again. So I love this album. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I love it.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
This was one of those albums where I was kind of thinking I thought it was either going to be a real hit or miss for Paul.
This is no Steel Train, man.
Nah. Like the one thing that I was it falls very much into that into the Wonder Years. I thought Paul was either going to hate the Wonder Years or love the Wonder Years, and I was kind of surprised that he leaned towards the liking them side. This is another thing where I thought it was going to be like Paul making fun of me for the shit that I listen to.
No, and I mean, I get what you're saying, but here's the thing: every and I know you said something like, oh, or like a new Joy Division, like somehow that's an insult, right?
Yes, Joy Division's good.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like everything about this band, their sound and their influence, and I'm not saying. And when I say this, it's an influence. I'm not saying they're ripping like fucking. That fucking stupid ass fucking expensive record where they literally ripped off fucking songs from the fucking 80s. This doesn't do this. Being influenced by sound and developing a sound of your own that you can point back to Joy Division, Echo and the Bunnymen, Love and Rockets, the Smiths,
the fucking Killers.
I don't hear the Killers. But
if you listen to the first two Killers albums, you can tell that they fucking heard this album.
See, okay, I'm getting there. But this goes back to like pornography era Cure, which is my favorite era of the Cure. Lush, Jejune. These are like all these like older bands that like these guys like fucking I hear, but then I hear more modern bands like The National, Elliott Smith and Heat Miser,
Pixies,
Pulp.
I hear that sort of thing.
Yeah, the Strokes. Yes. See, I don't get the Killers from it because I guess maybe because when I think of the Killers, I just think of Mr. fucking Bright.
Yeah, I hate that fucking
whatever.
song. But their first couple albums were good, and their first couple albums were very much in line with this.
I will tell you, I play Mr. Brightside or whatever the fuck it's called, and white girls dance like crazy at the shows.
Yeah, white women love that fucking song. They love that and Tito's Vodka. Done.
And yes, and Laid by James. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
yeah,
play
yeah,
any of those, and I'm like, all right, cool. It's like these, but
fucking Violent Femmes song.
Yeah, but no, all these like sounds, and it is amazing how they could take like that old influence, that sound of like those like I guess classic bands like that, and then mix them with like the modern indie rock and like get that and like hit like sounds of both eras, 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then the early 2000s, and ultimately, as I read as well, like to be influential on other indie rock bands is pretty fucking amazing. It really is. So and that was the thing. So you mentioned PDA, right? Like so, like when I first put this on, I'm like, all right, I mean, I've heard of Interpol again. Like I kind of written them off because of like the other bands that were out around that time, I when I started listening to this album, I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. And then PDA came on. I'm like, oh, I know this. I knew all the fucking words. And that's because I actually have it on a playlist called Some of My Favorite Songs.
Oh, no shit.
It's like a private playlist I put together. So at some point, it came up from something else that I was listening to. And I was like, oh, I'm going to throw this on my fucking thing. So
I wanted to interrupt you real quick. So I just reminded myself when I took my flannel off. For those of you not watching, Matt bought me this shirt for Christmas one year because Matt was you've been on Summer Movie Club
I think 4 times.
3 or 4 times, yeah, because you were on
we did the Cell, and I forgot I had done that.
You just suggested the Cell. You weren't on the Cell.
I wasn't on that one.
No,
oh,
you
guys
on,
did it though.
You were on Donnie Darko. You were on Fight Club. You were on 500 Days of Summer.
That might be it then. I thought I was on the Cell.
I don't remember you being on the Cell. I can't remember.
Donnie Darko's fucking horrible.
Makes no fucking sense.
Hate that.
Yeah,
I saw that movie
dumb.
around the same time I heard this album for the first
Oh,
time.
okay.
So for nostalgic reasons, I love all of those
It
things.
makes no
So
fucking sense.
for those of you not watching, Matt bought me a T-shirt that says The Podfather, and it has the styling of The Godfather.
Do you own anything that he didn't buy you?
I know. I was
No,
about to
it's
say,
actually-
you buy him a lot.
I was
What
saying
did I
Matt-
buy him?
No, because Matt's a very
You're trying to tell us?
I know,
So-
Matt. Do you have an affection for?
So for
Gift
about
giving is one of my love languages.
his so for
oh, is it
That and touch.
I would say for about a year and a half.
That's what that's. It's a quid pro quo.
Listen,
okay.
it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
you
okay.
buy him gifts, he
But-
touches you.
But I'm just gonna say,
Okay, fair.
with the amount of women he's impregnated, I don't think I think you're barking up the wrong tree if that's what you're into.
He's trying
I'm
to
just
Why
saying.
can't it be both?
Trying to convert me.
It could, but I know him.
Yeah.
Fair's fair, buddy.
That's true.
For I would say for about a
in it
year,
for love of the game.
year and a half, Matt. Up until you say you're in the love for the game.
Yeah.
You just when did you get your license? Like a year ago. You said.
Almost a year. It hasn't been a year yet.
So
December.
For like a year and a half, I was driving Matt. Matt and I worked the same shift at work.
Uh-huh.
So I was driving Matt to and from work because he lived around the corner.
Not your Tim.
Yeah.
I was just
Did you, were you like a naughty boy, or did you not pass like this fucking smell test for your driver's license?
No,
What,
dude, I just
what was
never
it?
learned in high school. My parents never taught me, and then I went to Temple University where you don't need a car, and just stayed in that area where it's all like Northern Liberty's Fishtown. And I'm like, I never needed one.
Okay, that's fair.
And then when
I
I
know people
moved-
live in New York who just gave up their shit, and they're like, "Fuck it, I'm just
I was
taking
like,
the
I
subway."
walk and take the subway everywhere. I don't need it.
Yeah.
So,
So,
it's kind of a failure of my parents.
a lot
is
of
the answer,
a lot
though.
of the things that Matt has
hand
bought me, he's bought me because
How do you feel about ginger?
I was driving him to like you.
I like ginger beer.
I can't even remember how many times we've stopped to get cigarettes, and you filled my gas tank for me because I was driving you to work
Oh
to and
yeah,
from
well,
work. And,
I should do something. That's like what?
yeah, you bought me. He actually, the
Cash
other
or
thing I
ass?
have is a
Grass or
Matt bought
ass
me
or
a hat
grass?
that
Yeah.
says forklift certified that I wore for a long time at work. So I have a hat, a shirt, and a record that you bought me.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
Okay.
There's probably other things.
So real quick, does anybody need a beer?
I'm about like half.
I need a water.
because I was drinking that.
I don't have any water.
The more the ice
Oh,
melted,
you need a
the
water. I see what you did there.
more the ice melted, the more I like this.
Yeah?
I just had to wait
Yeah,
for
let
the
me-
ice cubes to melt
let
a
me try
little
a
bit.
little bit.
Melted it out
Swirl
more.
it around. Yeah. The
Nope.
as
So
the
only-
ice melted, it found a kind of
Okay.
little bit of water and it mellowed it out.
So how about we try another
Same
drink
thing.
that I might actually like? 'Cause-
I don't think you're gonna like this one either.
no, you don't think I'm gonna like this one either?
No.
So,
Isn't it like it's just gin and lemon? Isn't it?
It is.
Oh, but it's
there's
got-
more Amaro than.
But it's got the Marmaro in it. Fuck, that's
I
right.
don't mind the Amaro.
Well, this is again. I'm not using Aperol. I'm using the other one, and I can't
Right.
even pronounce that shit because I'm not Italian.
Cardamaro.
Got him out.
Cardamaro. Okay. All right. So that'll be good. The Interpol, and this is in general, this album is a dark, romantic, and claustrophobic. Interpol's
that what it
debut.
says?
Yeah, that's what it says.
I agree with this.
Interpol's debut
Interpol.
album captured
Interpol.
the what's that word?
Where?
This one. I've never even seen that.
The
word. Oh, thank you. No, seriously, I've never
desiccated.
desiccated. Thank you.
Jesus, man.
What's desiccated?
That,
Means
exactly.
to like desiccated.
Desiccated emotional landscape of the
Dry
country
out.
following 9/11.
Like if you're gonna remove
9/11.
the moisture from something.
9/11.
Like
9/11.
9/11 removed all the
Like,
moisture.
never forget.
Yes.
And the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo and the Alamo.
The other Alamo. Let's hear for the Alamo. yes.
Don't forget Pee Wee if you're
Yes.
talking to Alamo.
Oh, fuck. Pee Wee
Oh,
Herman, Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens.
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn it.
God damn it, Tom.
You mention the Alamo, I'm bringing up Paul Rubens every time.
All right. The record rose to an extraordinarily vibrant New York City music scene in the early 2000s, capture a haunting mood with energy and chemistry. While comparisons to Joy Division are inevitable, the album is something new, which I agree with. Spare and brooding with enough forward momentum to deliver insistent rock and roll. And we are going to drink a drink called the Interpol.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hey,
So-
from here on out, if you'd like me to just read that blurb, I can do that for you. I know that you got the itis and you can't read
that
very well.
that might actually
I'm just saying, I
need
don't-
to
I
happen
don't-
going
I don't-
forward.
I
Thank
don't
you.
mind.
Well, I'm trying to be,
One of the services I offer.
I
I'm trying
appreciate
to-
that. I appreciate that.
He mixed drinks. He reads.
Yes, yes. He handed me this Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer, which is very
They're
delicious.
fucking fantastic,
Yeah.
aren't they?
I think I've had one of those.
This is
before,
good.
but I can't remember.
Yeah.
I've got more of them over here if you'd
Nice.
like to have one. They're fucking excellent.
So the other thing I like about this album is their amazing use of dissonance. Do you know what dissonance is,
I know I've heard the term before.
Matt? Dissonance?
Is it like pornography where like I know it when I see it, but I can't define it?
You know it when you hear it.
Well, yeah.
Yes, which actually Interpol is full of dissonance. So it's like dissonance from a musical standpoint is when basically you have two notes, chords, whatever that
Don't match up.
they don't match up,
Okay.
but they work perfectly together. Now there are people who do dissonance really fucking well. There are people who do dissonance really poorly.
Can I have an example of both?
Well, an example of people who do it really fucking well is Interpol.
Okay.
Fugazi is another example of people who do it well. People who do it really poorly. See, that's the thing. The bands who do it poorly, I don't listen to enough. But like, if I hear it, I'm like, let me turn this to fuck off. Poor dissonance is when you're like, what the fuck is that sound? You know what I mean? Like, this just doesn't work.
So it's basically two things that are played together that shouldn't sound good together but do.
Yes, but there's a certain way to do it to make it work, and Interpol's got that fucking down. They have that formula down throughout this whole album where it's just like that chord does not go with this other chord, but like they're putting it together and everything is just fucking melding together. You know, I have to tell you this now, that this album is probably my favorite of your 25 so far.
Okay.
All right, and looking at your 25, this may actually still stay my favorite of your 25.
Which is interesting because there's albums that were on my 25 that would have been on your 25 too.
Right, yeah.
So that's actually very interesting.
Yes, and I'm going to also be further honest with you. This album may get the season 1 porn treatment.
What's
Do
that
you
mean?
recall the season 1 porn treatment?
So, I thought you were talking about season 1 of the pod. So,
No. So Matt, I'll
Yeah.
do you want to explain it?
Yeah,
Go
Go
ahead.
explain it. It's
So
ominous and brooding. With the Interpol album.
Just like Interpol.
so our dad was married to Paul's mom, Regina.
Regina, not my daughter.
My mom, Regina,
My dead mom.
was married to Paul's mom, Regina, and had our brother Mike, our brother Brian,
Ryan. Fucking Christ.
and Paul. So, and then they split. He married my mom, had my brother Zach, our sister Kylie, and me. So Paul refers to Michael, Brian, and Paul as season 1.
Okay.
And he refers to Zach, Kylie, and I as season 2.
That's clever.
So during season 1, season 2.
Oh, which by the way, with the Weiss family sitcom, Adam and I are the actual main characters.
Yeah,
of
we're
the
actually-
family,
yeah, we've
just so you know.
established
We've
that we're
established
the-
that we're the main characters.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
both the Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
And then there's everybody else.
Yeah.
So-
You're like, what was the fucking show he was on in? When was he Michael P. Keaton?
Family
Family
Ties.
Alex P. Keaton.
Family Ties.
Family Ties. You're Family Ties, and I'm like Spin City.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Pre Charlie Sheen Spin
Yes.
City.
Yes.
So I talked about how Zach and I in season 2, I would steal Zach's band T-shirts because he always had cooler band T-shirts than I did, but Michael, Brian, and Paul would steal each other's porn and just not talk about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, and so how
For
it
the
would
internet.
go is that you know, we each had our own little stash, and you know, you'd be like, oh man, I want to watch this, and you'd go, and you're like, fuck, it's not there, which means that one of the other two took it.
Nah.
But you don't go ask for it. It's just like,
Yeah.
no, okay, cool, you got it. And then, until like you really need it, and then you go to theirs, and you either steal it back, or you steal something of theirs. Yeah. This album, I'm not gonna lie, it may end up being a season 1 porn like loss for you.
I mean, it's quite easy for you, seeing as how my records live at your house.
Oh, I
so
know.
you could have been skimming shit off of my collection this whole time, and I would never remember.
Yeah, right. Excuse me. I do wish that I had listened to this band when
Tom, what is that big fucking bottle you just pulled out?
That's a different Amaro that I have.
Oh, Jesus
It
Christ.
looks like
I got options, buddy.
No, I'm saying it. No, when you picked it up, it looked like it. To me, it looked like a bottle of like red wine.
You hear that, redhead? He's got options. At any rate, so I do wish that I had started listening to this album 25 years ago when it came out.
I'm super. I have to like really go back now.
Or
now,
however many
now that
years.
you've said that this might be your favorite album of my 25, I have to really like. Once I have to start paying more attention now, and then go back and like think critically to figure out what my favorite of your 25 is.
Okay. Well, I don't think we've hit it yet. I know what it is.
I don't know. We have hit you. We. What's my?
Oh,
Obviously, Paul.
no. I
I say because I mean we did have.
I can't say what it is because we haven't gotten to it yet.
I was hoping that you could telepathically give
No,
it to me.
no.
I mean, we did hit what's it called from your list? We did hit "Fight Shall Fall from Grace of God," which is probably
that's a good album.
As of right now, now I'm thinking about it. If I Should Fall from Grace of God is probably my top. It's probably my favorite of the albums
Of the albums of
yours.
mine that we've
Yeah.
hit so far.
What is
So
that? I don't know this album.
it's
It's,
by
the
the
Pogues.
Pogues.
By
Jesus
who?
Christ! Who
Pogues.
fucking invited this guy?
He doesn't.
Oh,
Jesus
I know the Pogues.
Christ.
It's like an Irish band.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Body of
They're
American.
very much like an Irish band. Yeah.
they did Body American. Yep.
I've seen The Wire.
Yep.
Yes.
I was gonna say.
That's the one everybody knows. Greatest
So-
TV show ever made.
So yeah,
I
you're,
agree with that.
you're 15 albums in. I'm 14 albums in.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely. I do think of the 15 that we've come across of your albums, this is definitely my favorite so far.
Are these the albums?
These are the albums, but don't talk about it. You can't talk about it.
I won't.
I feel like I've sent you. I feel like no. I think I just sent you my list.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
You didn't look at my list.
No.
I sent it. You know, so what I did was when I sent this out to people like potential guests, I sent them everything, but I didn't tell them whose
was
albums
whose.
or whose. It's just like boom. Because I don't want like, you know, like if like one of my friends wants to talk about one of your albums, then fucking so be it. You
I
know what I
noticed you
mean?
didn't send that list to me, you fuck.
Well, because I didn't know
Willie
you were going to
Nelson
be
was
on.
one of your
Listen,
25?
you weren't going to be on the podcast until
It
you
is funny,
offered
Willie
to be
Nelson
the
Stardust
bartender,
was,
which was great.
I heard that episode.
Stardust
where
was
you guys made
our
your own drinks,
second
and I was
episode that
I
we
gotta
did.
help these fucks.
Stardust was episode number 2. Well, episode number 3 if you include the pilot.
Yes, yeah.
And I actually said that I wish I didn't include it on my top 20 on my 25.
Yeah.
I said I wish it would have definitely been a season 2, but I probably could have found something that I like more in my collection than that for
Yeah,
20, for
there,
the first
there's even like stuff I look now that we haven't even covered. I'm like, maybe there's like other stuff I could have done, but like that's fine. We're committed.
some hose
We
down, would
we
you?
are committed to season 1, and we are actually already preparing
See,
season
now,
2.
this is the color I would have expected from a black Manhattan.
It's accurate.
Okay,
It's definitely browner.
It sounds racist.
it does. It
Oh,
does.
but it smells nice.
Oh.
Matt can't tell, but it smells
It
nice.
smells like hockey stick and pain.
Did you say hockey stick and ham?
No,
pain.
pain.
Oh.
Ham.
Hockey stick and ham, baby. It's like a weird buddy cop.
That's gonna be another one of my T-shirts.
Hockey stick and ham.
Hockey stick and ham, the Country Hipster Podcast. Oh, I can get down with this. I can fucking get down
It's
with
just
this.
gin and lemon. That's all I taste.
I was gonna say I've
I
tasted.
don't really taste the
the
gin.
sour.
Nah, I don't taste the
yeah.
gin at all.
I don't know where you guys are
Yeah,
getting
man.
the
Yeah.
whiskey last time or the gin
Yeah.
this time. The
There's lemon in it,
mixer fucking overpowers it.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. That's what I'm saying. I could get down with this bad boy. I could drink this all fucking day.
Yeah, I do, because I get the lemon right up front, and then I just burped a little bit, and I got Christmas tree.
Which doesn't
See,
make
I
any
don't.
sense.
Yeah, no, none
Christmas
whatsoever.
that's what gin tastes like to me. Is
Well, no, I
Christmas
get that,
That
but I
one
don't get that
doesn't,
at
though.
all. Yeah.
It depends
Can
on
I-
what
can I
gin
smell
is
that
it?
one?
That's
trees.
aviation.
Oh yeah, I've heard it. This is the first I've had aviation.
Yeah, I like aviation a lot.
Is it?
Oh, it's so.
I get
nice.
the cold from the ice cube.
Yeah.
All right, cool. No, that is a nice gin. I was actually gonna bring my row house
see your
spirits.
little? Can I see your thingy?
Your little,
What is the
just drink it out.
It's a jigger.
a jigger? Watch yourself.
I didn't say anything. I said jigger. Here you go, buddy. You can use
No,
that like
this
a
is-
shot glass.
This is good. This is one of those bad boys I could drink all day.
I like aviation gin a lot, though. I like gin, but I'm very particular about. There's certain ones I fucking hate.
Which you had mentioned, yes. Yes.
Aviation's one of the ones I like.
That's good. That's good. No, that's a smooth drink. It's an easy drink. It's like, no, this is a wonderful.
Yeah, I still get that fucking
Okay.
that like.
So they put a lot of botanicals in gin.
Yeah.
A lot of them use juniper berries, which gives you the Christmas tree flavor.
Which
apparently
but they
I
use
have
a ton of
juniper
other
berries.
shit. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucking everywhere. They're common.
My gin is blossoming.
It is.
Hey, jealousy.
Stop it. You're not invited back ever again. I don't care if it's another.
Listen, I'm just saying, if you're
Wow.
gonna bomb and not get invited back, you gotta go fucking. go
Yeah,
the whole
man,
nine
no, that
yards.
was-
You can't pussy around.
That was pretty good because I'm
Yeah.
about to be like, what? You can like, is it all of a sudden you could start smelling it? And
Oh, no,
I
no.
was like, oh,
No, I know
oh,
one
you're
song.
making a bad dad.
I just kept hearing the word gin, and I kept thinking of
Yeah,
that
you
band.
beat Paul to the fucking shitty joke.
Yeah, man, that's usually my job. What are you trying to steal my job on the podcast?
I don't have any
too?
kids. I
Week
should not be
one.
making dad jokes without kids. It's a dangerous game.
That's true. That's true. But no, this is a great drink. This is the Interpol.
Yeah, I do not mind this one.
This is good.
Honestly,
This
I
is
didn't
a
mind the
smoother.
Black Manhattan, but
Yeah, I
I
didn't-
just it was.
Yeah, I
I
wasn't.
just needed to wait for the ice to melt
Yeah.
a little bit, but I drank the whole thing. It wasn't bad. I just needed to. Once that happened, it mellowed it out a little bit. and-
You shook this, right?
yeah.
Isn't
Shook
that
it
a
up.
thing? Like, isn't that why James Bond drinks his shit shaken because it dilutes it more or something like that?
Well, I mean, you shake it, you're putting ice in it, and
Well, yeah.
as you're shaking it, the ice will melt.
But like when he says,
But
like,
I like you give it a good hard shake, and like they will like when I make one of the drinks I make at the bar all the time. You get you can tell because it stratifies when you pour it. So when I make these martinis, like an espresso martini in particular, there will be like it looks like a Guinness, like there's a head on it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen if you fucking stir them.
Oh wait, you were talking about that when we did the Smith episode.
Yes.
You said it's like a thin layer of like ice on top
the
of
ones
it, isn't
the
it?
ones where like I would make the martinis. Yes, you get the thin.
Yeah, the
layers
ice
of
breaks apart.
Yeah,
like,
and you get kind of this thin layer on top if you do it right. He's talking about something a little bit different, but it's the same basic
I also
idea.
want it shaken because I want a little bit of water in it. I don't want just most martinis is just a fucking handful of, like, here's a pile of gin and
Yeah.
a drop of vermouth.
Yes.
That's not what
sounds
I'm
awful.
looking for. Yeah, I'm trying to drive home tonight or fucking like I don't want to have 2 drinks and have to Uber home because
Yep.
What do they say? What do they say about martinis? One isn't enough, but two is too many. Is that what they?
I don't know.
They should. That's a good line.
I think it was something about they were talking about Winston Churchill used to drink a fuck ton,
Okay.
Well,
and that's what they.
he
That's
did
what
everything
they
to excess. It
Yeah.
didn't matter what it was.
That's what they said: is one isn't enough, but two is too many.
Nice. So this drink here, the Interpol, I think it's definitely an overall hit.
I like it.
You know, just like the album Turn on the Bright Lights by Interpol. This drink is featured in Booze and Vinyl Volume 1 by Andre Darlington and Tanaya Darlington.
Brother and sister.
Brother and sister. Go check it out. I got my copy. This particular copy I got as a gift, but Volume 2 I purchased off of Amazon. But you can probably find it at
And then
bookstores
I
and whatnot.
got you the Christmas
And then,
version as a
yes,
gift.
and I have the Christmas
You're
version
just getting
now.
gifted booze and vinyl all over the
I
fucking
know,
place.
I know. So, yes, very great book, very great recipes, except for the Black Manhattan.
I say so far out of the drinks that we've had, there's been nothing where I
Once you got an actual bartender and you guys weren't just fucking
doing
fumbling around.
There hasn't been anything that I've had
the
that
truth,
I
though.
didn't finish.
Dude, I worked at a shot and a beer place. You know what I
get
mean?
it.
Like I did. Like when I worked at Sugar Mom's. Like yeah, the dude George was teaching me some shit.
Just being a dick.
Which
90%
oh no,
of
it's
what I
totally
do is
fine.
pour
And
fucking
I
shots in
can
there.
make a pretty fucking mean martini. I will
I
say
mean,
that.
we
But like
have it together.
you know, no, I'm not. And I'm well out of practice. So I was just trying to be like, oh yeah, I can do this. But no, check out the book. Check out the recipes. It is very.
Yeah, if you like gin and
If you
Amaro, you're gonna
Yes.
fucking love these recipes.
yes.
What other albums have you guys done that came up in the book?
Oh, I thought you watched the podcast.
I didn't.
Oh.
I never
oh.
claimed to have watched the. I said
Yes.
I watched 2 episodes.
Well,
We've
you know.
covered
None of them were booze
Queen
and
is,
vinyls.
Queen is Dead by the Smiths.
Yeah, the Booze and Vinyl. I'll just go through.
You have the list.
The Booze and Vinyl episodes that we have done have been Queen is Dead by the Smiths, Vampire Weekend.
Oh, you weren't here for
I
that
wasn't
one
here
either.
for that
You weren't
one
here
either.
for that
My
one, no.
first one was the
It was Beach Boys.
Beach
yeah.
Boys, yeah. Beach Boys, Pet
Sounds.
Sounds. And The Cure, Disintegration was U2 Joshua Tree. We turned Elvis Costello's Spike into one, even though it wasn't technically one. And now we're on Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights.
Nice.
So yeah, so we definitely have some more Booze and Vinyl in there. Now I didn't actually notate which ones going forward are Booze and Vinyl, but I know we have more than one in there left. We also have taken some liberties with Booze and Vinyl.
I know at least 2 more of my albums are actually
Yes.
like ones that we haven't taken liberties. They're
Yes,
actually
they're
in
actually
the,
in there. Yes, and then we're gonna have some albums. we're
And if I'm
taking
not
some liberties
mistaken,
on.
one of them is another gin drink.
Probably. Oh yeah, no, it is.
I'm pretty
It
sure
is.
the one is just straight gin and tonic. So
Is there usually like a
Which is-
liquor that dominates like that
This one is gin.
album?
No, in this book it's gin. Gin seems to be.
Oh,
all
I
over
haven't
this
really
album.
paid. I mean, we haven't really gotten.
This is my 5th one.
Nah.
I've made gin drinks, whiskey drinks, tequila drinks, rum drinks. Like they're kind of all over the board.
So-
but
So you've
they're-
made a whiskey drink, and
made
a vodka drink,
You made a
Stop.
lager drink.
and a cider drink.
Did you
I
sing
haven't
some,
had any ciders yet.
did you sing songs that remind you of the good times?
Songs that remind you of the best times.
Did you get knocked down?
Best or better?
Did you get
Better.
Did you get back up again?
Oh, Danny boy. Anyway,
Oh, I hate that fucking song.
it's a very horrible
Who,
song.
oh, I was talking about on the Might Be Giants episode. The Might Be Giants covered that on the AV Club for.
Oh, right. Yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah.
So Paul,
Yes.
universally at this table, it seems like we all enjoy this album,
Yes, I agree.
but we're all just a bunch of drunk assholes. That sweet
Yes, we
baby
are.
angel upstairs is the only opinion that matters. What is the Regina factor for this album?
The Regina factor for this album is that she likes this album to the point where I will actually say, and I purposely did this. She was being cranky. She was in a bad mood.
And you tested it to see if it would take her out of it?
And it did.
No shit.
Yep. I threw it on.
Interpol, turn on the bright lights, and
hairspray and Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
No,
Yeah.
but well, that was like the second time I played it for. The first time she was just into it. She was chilling.
Yeah.
Listening to it, not really singing along, but like you could tell when the child's she's enjoying it. What?
I'm always
that?
The one episode I watched, she was talking about
I'm
her
good,
pitch.
man.
Okay.
Like she could.
Oh, I forget what episode it was.
Now I know what you're talking about.
You were talking about how she was like matching pitch with the.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
she'll
thing
match
of-
pitch,
yeah.
and sometimes like that she'll sing along with the songs, and you know what I mean. This one, like I said, she was just, you could just tell like right away she was digging it, and I'm gonna honestly, I'm gonna say it's probably because of the way this album is recorded and mixed with like the bass where you can feel it through her whole body. Like I could see, I could see her relating to that where especially as we're riding in the car. But no, another time. She was in a shitty mood. She was like being all like, so I was like, fuck it, let me see it'll happen, and I put it on, and she chilled. She chilled and she stopped crying and she listened to it, and she did fall asleep because she was tired because it was a 3 or 4 store shopping trip that day. But no, man, she dug it. So that brings you up to 9 likes and 3 dislikes. I am at 8 likes and 3 dislikes, and we have 6 indifferent albums for the Regina factor there. So there you go. Excuse me, and you got to meet Regina.
I did,
because you said earlier, who's this Regina you guys keep talking about? Fuck. Oh shit. Today is her official 11-month-old birthday. She's officially
nice.
11 months today.
I don't know if that's a birthday though, but
It is.
okay.
It is.
She's been alive for 11 months.
She's
11
been alive
months
for-
since your wife squeezed her out.
Yes.
So shit, we do turn the clock back today.
we already did.
Yeah.
We did that last
That
night.
happened already.
This morning at
Yes.
fucking 2 a.m.
Oh
Yes.
fuck, that's right. It is Saturday. into Sunday.
Here's the thing.
18 fucking hours ago.
Let me
I
tell
don't
you.
listen. I don't have to work. I don't work overnight Saturday into Sunday anymore, so I fucking don't care.
Here's the most wonderful fucking part about this, right? So I played a show last night in North Jersey, and I got home, and Regina woke up a little bit before 2, so I was up with her from 2 to 3, and then she didn't go back to sleep, so I was up to her with her from fucking 2 to 3 again.
Yeah.
So Jesus fucking Christ, this child is like,
Sleep
regression. You say it's not real, it's fucking real because
I said it's not real in the sense that they're just shitty sleepers to begin and in general. So.
She wasn't though. That's like the worst part about it.
She was a fluke.
Yeah, well, she's this last week has been fun. So, but I still love her. She's still wonderful. But so she likes this album. Maybe that's what I'll do if we're going through it tonight. Maybe I'll fucking throw this album on and see if it'll put her back to sleep. So
Rub a little whiskey on her gums.
all right, yeah, let's turn her into
Which reminds me, your Caskmates is down here.
Is it still?
I just wanted to warn you because I remember you saying like you don't pull.
Oh
it
no,
out
I
for-
don't. No, the Castmates only comes out for very special occasions.
Yeah.
is that the Batman album? Like,
It's the Prince single, yeah. The 45.
I was telling him
probably
on the
Bat
drive here, like through your driveway. I was like, I feel like I'm in the original Batman movie when he's taking the Batmobile through the forest to like get to the
Well,
cave.
you can't just have a 40,000 square foot
Yes, and not
record
have
warehouse
Batman.
on the
It was
street.
just
Yes.
leaves
You gotta have
and
it.
trees. It
Yeah.
felt like I was in the movie.
What's actually pretty great is a guy I used to work with in the movie industry. He when he took his job with Netflix and moved out to California, like took pictures of the actual Bat Cave.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the road they would go down and whatnot. And I was like, oh my god! It's like, and as soon as he texted to me, I'm like, dude, you're at the fucking Bat Cave. It's like so just iconic and recognizable. So it was pretty cool. So top 3 songs, Adam.
Top 3 songs. I'm gonna go. If my phone will open. I mentioned before the first song I heard off this album, way before I ever heard the album, was PDA. I'm gonna throw that on my top 3. PDA, Obstacle 2, and Stella Was a Diver and She Was Always Down.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. Okay,
It is interesting.
Matt.
What was your number? PDA. Okay. Obstacle 2 is interesting.
What are your top 3?
My top 3 are Obstacle 1, NYC, and Stella Was a Diver and She's Always Down.
Okay, all right, cool.
Tom?
So Obstacle 1 and Obstacle 2 I absolutely loved, as well as Leif Erikson.
Nice. I do
Leif
like
Erikson
Leif
was
Erikson,
creeping
yes.
on for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are in no particular order, by the way. Just,
Yep. Yeah, no, I got
I
you.
enjoy those 3. There's there's only like 1 or 2 songs on there I could do without. But the rest of them, you could kind of pick maybe 5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Paul, what do you got?
So I got PDA, NYC, Stella was a diver / Obstacle 2, which is why I said it was interesting. I'm like, oh, okay, because like, we rarely like are that close, like you know what I mean, and in our top 3. But yeah, so those are my top 3. Like Obstacle 2 gets kind of like it really was. It was a toss up between those 2 songs as to like my top 3. So that's why I did the slash there.
And it's interesting that you say that we were so close because my bottom is NYC.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, it's one of my top.
Something
Same.
Something
It's one
like
of my top of all time.
something strikes me like when I listen to this song, I was like, so wait, let me bring up the album real quick.
I felt like that song should have been like that's what they use when they're trying to sell you like life insurance or something. It's just a weird.
I think what the issue is I like the song PDA so much, and NYC is the song right before PDA on the album.
That was right after.
No, it's
right before.
NYC is number 3, PDA is 4.
Okay.
So I think what it is like I don't care for NYC enough to sit through and listen to it to get to PDA. So I think that's why it ends up on the bottom for me. Is like I just want it to be over so I can get to the song that I know I really fucking love.
I don't even know what I didn't like about that song. I just when I listen
That's
to
the
it,
thing. It's
also I don't dislike the song. There's no songs on this album I hate.
it's another
That's
one of
the
those albums
one
where
I'm
there's
like-
nothing that's bad.
Yeah, if I have to pick not even the worst. If I have to pick the one that I like the least, that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know that I can like
Yeah.
quantify like fucking why.
Yeah.
I just
Interesting.
don't like
It's
it.
like one of my favorite songs of all time, not just from the album.
Are you heartbroken?
No, I don't care.
Adam hasn't broken your heart.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
You're gonna buy him more gifts.
I'll still buy him gifts.
All right. Cool. All right. So what is your least favorite song on this album?
I don't. Again, it's like what he was saying. It's like I don't know if I have a song I hate. Yeah, least favorite's a good way to put it. Probably Hands Away or Untitled. I don't know. One of those two.
Untitled would have been my honorable mention for the ones I like the most.
Okay.
Really?
I really like that. Yeah.
It is how they start the album.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I was reading today that's also was they didn't actually write that to be a song necessarily. They wrote it to be an intro to their live shows.
Oh.
So
I
yeah,
read
so I
that
thought
too.
that was interesting, but it's like a almost 4 minute long
And
intro. It's
I think
all right.
I think I've mentioned before where I hate a song called Untitled. But
Seems like a cop out. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason you wrote the fucking song.
yeah, but I don't mind this one at all.
So-
I really enjoy this one.
So here's what I'm gonna say, and you guys can be mad at me about this, and I don't fucking care because it's my podcast, and fuck you guys.
It's fair.
But when I love hard and I love fully. My least favorite song is none of them. I do not have a least favorite song on this album. Like
If I knew I could say that, I would have just went with that.
Well, no, you're
Well,
you're
you're
not
a
allowed.
guest.
You're
not allowed
guest.
to
You're
do
not allowed
shit.
to.
This is my podcast, motherfucker.
Paul's
Because
picture
I like
is on
Hands
the,
Away and Untitled.
Where's the sticker? Show him the sticker. Paul's face is
it's
on the
so-
sticker.
So
vinyl.
what I will say is that I will give a dishonorable mention to the to the guitar solo in the new. I did not like that solo to the point where I was almost like, this is gonna be my least favorite. And then I listened more to the song. I'm like, no, like I don't
Yeah.
a
don't
good
fucking
song.
hate a song on this album. I really there's like
Which
none.
I think, if I remember correctly, you didn't have a least favorite song on the Wonder Years either.
No, I did.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I it was hard for me to pick one, but I think I don't recall what it was.
No, I could have
But I
swore.
do-
I could have swore there was another album of mine where you didn't have a least, and I thought it was the Wonder Years because you liked the.
No,
Wonder
I
Years.
said I really liked them, but I did find one where I was like, no, I could do
remember.
without this. But no, man, there's like this album is just it's fucking solid front to back.
Yeah.
You know, the recording, the songwriting, the fucking mixing. It's just man, it's fucking good. Like I couldn't.
Did they invent hipster music?
No, maybe actually maybe they did.
They may not have invented it, but they perfected it.
I don't.
Yeah, man.
I have a hard time figuring out who was before them when it comes to like this fucking particular.
I
sound.
remember feeling super cool because no one knew who they were when I was in high school,
That
and
is
I did.
mid
And that
hipster
might have
shit.
been
Yeah.
the start of hipsters.
And then you're like, and I have it on vinyl.
Yeah.
So while you're drinking an IPA and wearing a flannel.
Yeah.
So what I will say is that this album though, the one thing I can't do besides listening to it back to back is I cannot listen to this album when I am driving home late at night from a show. And there are certain albums where I can't do that
it'll put you to sleep.
I will fucking fall asleep because it's just so good and so relaxing. I'm like,
Yeah.
like I will seriously fall asleep driving.
Yeah.
So
Tom, what was did you give? I think Paul was just fucking talking over you. Did
Well,
you
he
give
already
your?
said NYC.
Did you give
I
NYC?
said the same as you.
Oh, I didn't. I
don't know
thought you were
why.
disagreeing. I didn't know if you actually.
It wasn't Paul
coined that as
talking
your-
too much. It was you not listening.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yes, yes.
I know. I heard you say it. I just
Yes.
wasn't sure if you said that would be your bottom.
Just I
It
want
would
you
be
to
my
think
least
about.
favorite, but it's still not a bad song.
No.
It's just not my favorite. I feel like that's the one song that doesn't kind of maybe fit with the rest of the album.
No.
Like it's more
Which it
different
was
than
one of
the
the
rest of
one of the singles off the album.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I think PDA was
It's
the
just-
first single.
Yeah.
Then Obstacle One. Obstacle One's the one I heard on the MTV2 Rock Countdown.
Okay.
That was the one that was on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did go back and forth between Obstacle 1 and Obstacle 2. I just kind of like the second one better.
they're both of my favorites
PDA.
for sure.
PDA was released August 22nd as a single. Obstacle 1 was released November 11th as a single. And then Say Hello to the Angels /NYC was released April 14th as a single.
Okay.
Say Hello to the Angels would have been my second mention for least. If I had to pick one of the two,
Yeah.
like those are my two.
Which is interesting that's how it
But
was.
they're good
listed,
songs. But
Yeah.
they're at the bottom for me. I think the rest of the album's better.
Very nice, very nice. So, do we have anything else to say about this honestly wonderful and
No.
phenomenal album? Like I really
Fucking
do. I think it's
listen to
fucking
it.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, great album.
Yeah, I am looking forward to listening to their other albums.
Yeah, I was
Apparently
gonna
the
say-
fourth album it goes downhill. So
It's still good.
I'll
It's
still
just
check it
different.
out. But no, I am personally really looking forward to checking out more of Interpol. I am looking forward to stealing this from your personal collection and putting it in mine. And yeah, man, no, it's good. It's good all around. So I am happy. I'm happy with your selection.
Thank you.
So, what I am not happy about is the Discogs value and the ongoing totals that we have going on here.
Continue.
So what you have, Matt, what you bought, Adam, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but what you bought, Adam, when you were trying to buy his affection and love, is a 2010 reissue. What I thought was interesting is that they specify that it's 120 gram vinyl. Most records are like standard 120 to 140 grams anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it is kind of interesting that like when you look up Discogs and you
And I feel like most of the shit that we have, like most of the shit that we've covered, is like the number that's listed is 180.
180
yeah,
is
like
real popular.
I've 150 seems to be more popular, but I did think it was interesting that they specified that it's 120 gram vinyl. But at any rate, on your 2010 reissue on 120 gram vinyl, your MSRP is $34.95, rounding up to $35. Now, here's what I'll say. Go ahead.
Now this is interesting. Do you remember how much you paid for it?
No.
You probably bought it off Amazon.
I would have spent $500.
Oh,
Shucks.
he loves you that much.
That smile.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing, though.
I'm
This
glad
is
my legs are under the table.
yes. This is another one of those Discogs MS. This is another one of those Discogs MSRPs where it's kind of bullshit, right? Because the median price on this is about $21.
sounds close.
When you look at for this pressing, when you look at like the 8 or so albums that are actually available for this pressing, they're basically ranging from like $11 to like $25.
Yeah.
And the ones that are like $25 are like near mint and stuff like that. So some asshole paid $35 for this album at one point or more, which has Discogs
Matt's
putting
checking his bank records
Yeah,
right now.
putting
He's
the-
I'm trying to figure out. I think I bought off Amazon.
Well,
I'm
the
not
thing
sure.
is though, if you look now, there's
might be
actually
the asshole that
there's
spent
been
the $35. You don't know.
right. There's been additional reissues of
I
this.
did
since
buy it
then.
off Amazon.
There you go. Oh wow, look at that.
2021.
Look at this guy.
In 2021, and how much did you pay for it?
Where do I see that?
Oh, please let it be
View order
$35.
details.
Yes, let's see.
Please let it be $35.
He paid.
There's no way. Oh, there must have been other stuff on this.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, 2086.
2086.
Ah.
Yeah. So like I said, so probably
There's a guitar pedal.
there you go. More accurately is probably around $21.
There's some zoom.
But-
whatever.
But that's not how we do things here. We go by the Discogs MSRP. Sometimes that works out in our favor. Sometimes it doesn't. So that brings Adam's running total to
that the card I got you? Sorry.
You're
I think it- no,
you are going off
Sorry.
on tangents. I am trying to do. Who invited this motherfucker?
I was on Amazon.
Jesus
looking
Christ!
at all
What
the
the
presents I
fuck?
bought him.
If he's just like, he has a specific folder of just shit I've bought.
Shit, I want to buy Adam. There's the stuff he's bought Adam. There's the stuff he's gonna
Wish
buy
list for
Adam.
shit he's
Yeah.
gonna buy Adam.
There's
I love it.
there's my hopes and dreams with Adam.
Yeah.
You know, this is going to be what our apartment looks like
Well,
when
the
we
one
get
album
it.
is just called
This-
Registry.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
That's when I'm really making it.
Yes.
Every once in a while, Matt gets a little drunk and he does somewhere that's green, but it's me and him.
Oh yeah, there you go. Suddenly, Adam.
Exactly.
You know, it's all right. So
I'm sorry for interrupting your
it's all good.
Discogs.
Adam's,
That was worth it.
yes, yeah, it was. Adam's running total is $667 based on 15 Adams
Nice.
or 15 albums.
15 Adams,
15
motherfucker.
Adams,
15 Adams.
which is apparently what Matt wants. He wants 15 Adams
All
in his
day.
life. And my running total is $549 based on 14 Adams or albums, which puts you at $118 to the good. What we did kind of underplay, because I had that big 6 in a row, is that this was a hat trick for you. You had three.
Oh,
three
that's right, it
albums in a
was,
row.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did have the random record episode in between, which is fine. It doesn't count towards anything besides the fact that motherfucker bought it, so it counts towards my bank account.
Well, I would say we had a. I don't know. I haven't gotten to listen to the random record yet.
Uh-huh.
But did you mention that the reason we had the random record is because your good lady wife celebrated her birthday?
Yes, she did.
on
She
Monday.
did. Yep. I think I talked about it on the
I think he
random
blamed
record.
you.
I can't
Yes.
He
remember.
was like, that
I said,
scumbag
that fucking
Adam.
asshole.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
It's like, what a
He
cunt.
was off cuddling with Matt,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
couldn't make time to film this episode. No, I think I said happy birthday to my wonderful wife on the random record episode. So you could
She's the legal
You did, I can
department.
verify.
She's
legal
the
department.
producer.
She is.
Was that the latest one?
She's my
Where you
sugar
were just
mama.
Alone?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did watch that one.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have. I didn't mean that as
Wow.
an insult.
It sounded like it.
Don't take that the way I said it.
Yes.
Take it this other way.
Listen, I really like you, but that was a piece of shit episode.
That's not how I meant it. How I meant it. It didn't give me a vibe for how the show goes with the guests.
Wow.
That's how.
Wow. What a fucking
A
dickhead.
solo show didn't give you the
Jesus
vibe with the
Christ.
whole band.
You know
I
what?
like it.
This all makes sense. Because you're the asshole who asked me, like, with 2 songs left in the night, to play fucking Neil Young, Heart of Gold.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yes,
I
you
love
did.
that song. That sounds like
I know
something
you
would
did.
do.
You're like, hey, I know there's a
Wait,
bar
was that
full
at
of...
the Hibos?
No, it was at the Irish Horn. But like, I know there's a bar full of like fucking annoying 20-somethings. Could you play Neil Young, Heart of Gold, with like 2 songs left in the night? No,
Was
I
that a
can't
wedding
fucking
party
do
that
that.
came in at some point, like a wedding party. Or
Was it? No. The wedding.
Oh,
party
the wedding party was at Eddington. Yeah,
Yeah, the wedding party was
yeah,
the
yeah.
E-house. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no. At any rate, yes. Matt, thank you very much for being on. I do appreciate you coming on, and
There's
one
a
day I look
Johnny
forward.
Cash version of Heart of Gold that's better.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
I'm just saying. It's
Just throwing it out there.
All right,
Better than your version,
all right,
Paul.
so I didn't even play it, so that's why I'm like,
that's
no,
what he
I'm
was
not.
saying.
Fucking, I know.
Yeah, not Neil Young. Better
He's like,
than
listen,
your version,
I
Paul.
listened to you play for like 3 hours, and there's this one Johnny Cash song that like fucking blows away everything you fucking did for 3 hours. So, yeah, so Matt, I was going to thank you for being on, but fuck you.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, hey, I look forward to you being my future brother-in-law, but, you know, now, maybe not.
Yeah.
But we will say, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh.
How can we fucking forget to
We
do this?
do we have a name?
Wait.
Forget.
I forgot our mascot there for a second. Listen, technically the poll is open till Wednesday.
But is there like a landslide?
There's really not, but there is a name that has over 50% of the votes. So
I think I voted on this.
so we're just gonna go
You
with
don't
it.
know. What?
was the poll on Spotify?
Yeah,
I think that's where I voted.
Oh wait, hold on. Then
I voted on that poll as
Then
well.
there might be a new. Oh, you guys voted on the spot. See, I haven't checked the Spotify in a
So
while.
why would you?
Well, you know, it's only
They just
our
host our
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
why would you check there?
because I looked on the Instagram. All right, hold on. Let's see if there's been a change. Hold on.
I noticed that.
Oh no, see, they're not here. So I don't know what the fuck you guys voted on because I know who those.
I know
people
that
were.
one of the options wasn't Odorous Urungus though, and I'm mad about that because rest in peace to
Odorous
Urungus.
Yes, Odorous.
What's
My
Odorous?
God, he
the
was
lead
the
singer
lead
of
singer.
Guar.
Guar.
Oh, okay.
Dave Brockie.
But at any rate,
until he died smoking fucking crack cocaine at 58 years old.
Well, that's like John Entwistle. Like
That guy was
Nobody. It's prime crack time.
Yeah.
nobody was as fucking hardcore as Odorous. All right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like
I
John
love that
Entwistle
man.
from the
It was on
Who.
Instagram.
As they're getting ready to do
on
their
Spotify.
fucking their reunion tour or whatever it was, the night before like it opens up in Vegas, he fucking has a heart attack after doing some coke and banging like some like 20-something-year-old fucking call girl, and it's just like
It's a good way to go.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah, you gotta go.
Like, I
Like-
get it. I'm not even mad.
That's
like,
a rock and roll
exactly,
way to go.
exactly.
It's way better
So,
than Keith Moon.
yes, but yeah, right.
Speaking of who fucking people, like, come on.
All right, wait. We just missed John Entwistle and Keith Moon.
Keith Moon.
And then yes, there you go.
Speaking of the Who,
All right, so I'm just gonna fucking announce it because it's the name I like anyway. So our mascot has over 50% of the vote goes to his new name, Michael Stripe. So this is our guy here. This is Michael Stripe. It is also fitting because he lives in the box of Michael.
That's true.
Although that's not what he's. I don't know why you just
Yeah.
brought the fucking skunk.
I don't know why I sat down because we need this too.
Yes. So Michael Stripe is his name. They're going official with that, unless something changes between now and Wednesday. That is Stink Floyd. I thought was actually
Stink
going to
Floyd's
take
a
it.
good
That
one,
was
too.
that is a
That's
good
good. I
one.
never saw that
That
one.
came in at like 33%. But yeah, no, and actually, what it was like the Ralph Nader effect. So like there were two other names that like got like one vote each that like took it away from Stink Floyd, but then like put it towards Michael Stripe.
All right, so Matt,
box?
this is the box.
Look in it?
Since you
my
don't
fault.
watch the podcast, this
Yes.
is the box of Mike.
Or
No,
you
no
watch the
re-
episodes
no
that don't
research.
matter and you think are
I've
shit.
seen 7. I need to look in the
You
box.
fucking said too early, you fucking
This is
dick.
this is the box of Mike. So this
in the
is
box of 7. Though.
in this box are all.
I'm
the-
referencing the movies.
That's
these
what
are-
I'm saying. You
What's
don't
in the
get to-
box?
These are all the albums that we're going to cover.
I know
So
what to
you're-
do. I
yeah.
just take one of
So-
these envelopes.
So you're picking what we covered.
Oh, I got 7.
You got numbers?
There you go, 7.
Nice.
What's in the box? All right, so I can already tell it's a pink one, which leans towards me. You want to put Michael Stripe
Why
back there?
does Pink lead toward you?
Because all right, so when we were putting this together, right, I couldn't find a pack of all white index cards, so they were multicolored, and instead of mixing them up, I
Give
just
him all the
started
white
writing
ones
all
and
mine, and I ended up with all of like the pink. He has some pink, yellow, and blue.
For our
whereas-
new listeners in Kazakhstan,
yes,
I got
just listening to today's episode, you would think that
I got some
the pink ones would be Adams.
yeah, well, you know.
Like his wedding, the wedding invitations
Yes.
for these two. Which I'm looking forward to. I can't fucking wait to 10 bar at the wedding.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We'll do it here.
Yeah, we'll do it
in
on-
the Oxford
on an
Record
episode,
Garage.
yeah.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
Gladly 10 bar at the
All
wedding.
right, so this is I can tell just by the light that this is a pink one, which leans towards me. It is envelope, however you want to say it. Number 7, Bernhard, however you want to say it.
I like
I
Bernhard.
like to say envelope.
Uh-oh.
Is it a Booze and Vinyl again?
It is
Ooh, it's
not.
a good
It
one.
is not, but it is
good
one of
album.
my
That is a
all-time
great fucking
favorite
album.
albums.
What is it?
Super. It's a me.
Is it Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears?
How did you know? No, it is. I'm just gonna fucking grab it because it is right. Where the fuck is that? Right
He
here.
can't read your shitty handwriting.
I can't
And he
read.
can't
Oh,
read upside
Fugazi.
down.
Fugazi repeater. So
Great album.
This is yes. This is.
I honestly
great.
thought you wrote the.
Yes.
I thought it said Depeche Mode.
No.
And I'm like, oh, we were just talking about Depeche Mode.
we were.
Where'd you get Depeche Mode?
I
on?
don't
I
know. I
can't-
don't know how he got Depeche Mode.
I saw
out of
the
that.
D.
Jesus, Paul
That
doesn't.
looks like a D.
Yeah, I saw. It looked like a D.
D-E-E.
I don't know why it says Fugazil though.
I
Fugazi.
was just like, a little.
Fugazi.
Just
put an extra letter in there.
Yeah. So Fugazi
Madam.
repeater. This is me. This is a me. So this is episode 34. There is a possibility of quite a few special guests on
Fuck it, have
this.
them all on.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Don't know.
So
you don't know the guest. You don't know Fugazi.
I don't know Fugazi. I know one song by that band.
Yeah.
Waiting room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that fucking song.
Yep. So
It's a great song.
My
It
only
is.
exposure to Fugazi is Paul gave me a cassette of Red Medicine. In '98, after right around after like our dad. I remember because our dad had a heart attack,
Oh yeah.
around then, and then we did the Heart Walk that year, and I listened to Fugazi Red Medicine while doing the Heart Walk in Philadelphia. So
There you go.
I
All
don't
right.
have an older brother.
fucking
though.
love
So
Fugazi.
having an older brother seems awesome because then you get all that music. That
I got
you
an older
normally
brother. It's
wouldn't
not
hear.
that cool.
I have 2 of them.
I have 4 of them.
He's 11 years old.
Technically, my
but he's
brother's
super
older
not
than
that
me,
cool.
but by 15 minutes.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So next week's episode will be Fugazi Repeater. Very excited about this, as I am. This might, depending on what's going on, this might actually, our guest might be via Skype.
Oh, our first Zoom
Skype,
call.
yeah,
to
Zoom
see
call.
how that works.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
see.
I think I might know who that is.
Depending, it all depends. It all depends on
The
what's going
lead
on.
singer of Fugazi is going to be on next week.
Why'd you have to fucking ruin it, dude?
He works at the Wawa on 202.
ruin
I can get him.
everything. God damn it, no.
It's the guy from the Wawa at on 202. I drive by him on the way home.
Ian Mackay will not be on next week's episode, unfortunately. But does anybody else have anything else to say about Interpol?
Nah.
Nah, I
Is
love you guys.
Stella Was a Diver, a blowjob song to you guys? And she's always down.
I don't know, Adam. Maybe you
Is
could
that how
answer
you
that for
interpret
Adam.
it? We all had it on our favorite song.
I did not.
He did.
Oh, okay. 3 of us had it on
Yeah,
there.
no, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't.
don't.
I
Yeah.
was very indifferent on that song.
It's
Yeah.
about a blowjob. It has to be.
Google it.
Okay, no, I'm not Googling it.
Yeah.
I gotta pee.
She's a diver and going down.
But yeah, all I got is listen to it. It's a good fucking album.
Yes, because if a woman is a diver, then obviously
Maybe she's
she wants to give
suicidal
a
and she was
blowjob.
jumping off a bridge.
He calls
Who the
her,
fuck knows?
he calls
Like,
her his catatonic sex toy Lovejoy diver at some point.
perhaps she's dead.
That's
Maybe
kinky.
he's a
Maybe threw her off a bridge and she died.
Exactly.
What did I tell you?
knows?
What do necrophiliacs and alcoholics have in common?
What's that?
They both like to crack open a cold one.
There you go. And on that note, I think it is time to